Hi there, Lauren Russick here, Associate Director in Education Abroad, introducing this short video on the Study Abroad Course Approval, or the SACA form, process to academic advisors, college signing authorities, and other key stakeholders. The Study Abroad Course Approval Form, or SACA, replaces the Study Abroad Permission to Study Abroad and will be used starting on March 1st, 2018. More information about the SACA process is detailed on the SACA checklist form and SACA sample form, and we'll provide links to both documents at the end of this presentation. So the SACA process is initiated by Education Abroad and coordinated with the UMD Office of the Registrar. Both units collaborated on the updates to this form and are continuing to work together to improve the process and hopefully move to an electronic workflow in the future. However, the SACA process remains important for a few reasons, namely that it facilitates a seamless registration at UMD for our study abroad students, both during and after their study abroad session, and then it clearly documents the courses students are taking while abroad and how those courses apply to their degree so that it can best facilitate academic advising and degree completion. On that note, the information on the SACA form is very important for the UMD registrar, who facilitates the posting of study abroad transfer credit to UMD records upon completion of the program. Many of you have already seen the new SACA form as it was circulated during the revision process, but here's a look at the new form layout. It is still 2 pages with the basic information and student sign-off on credit policies, as well as where officials will sign off on the document. And here is page 2, where we detail the course information and included some new fields that will make it easier to consistently record details for each subject and how it applies to a student's degree. By and large, the process for SACA is the same as with PSA, so there really shouldn't be any surprises. Of course, the student is at the center of the process and moving things along in a timely fashion. Education Abroad provides primary guidance to students about the SACA process, both during our advising and through materials available to students on their MyEA application portal. Prior to filling out the SACA form, students are advised to get any courses not already documented as acceptable at UMD, either on the published Education Abroad resident credit lists for Maryland In or USAC programs, or in the University of Maryland's Office of the Registrar's transfer credit database. Step-by-step guidelines on how to make a request for a new review of a study abroad course are available on the registrar's website. These all will be submitted through to departmental evaluators. Additionally, the Education Abroad Advisor is responsible for helping to clarify the policies that govern study abroad credit, as well as verify program and course information. The Education Abroad Advisor is actually the first person a student will meet with to start the study SACA process and will give the student the hard copy of the form as it is not available electronically. Additionally, the Education Abroad Advisor will provide the credit and grade conversions for transfer credit that are determined by the UMD Study Abroad Transfer Credit Committee. Academic advisors in a student's major or minor determine applicability to major requirements, and during a meeting to sign off on the SACA, we hope that academic advisors and college authorities will advise students on upcoming registration terms, specifically with regards to how to register for classes and any registration blocks such as mandatory advising. Really, the distinction between minor, major, and college level advisors or authorities are in the different components of the degree that they oversee and determining how study abroad coursework falls into line with that. By the time a SACA form makes its way to you, most of the information will already be completed, but one thing to point out is that if a course is listed as needing evaluation, you must check off TBD in terms of applicability to degree, since a course cannot be applicable until it is deemed acceptable. As a reminder, acceptable courses are documented on Maryland In resident credit lists, the registrar's transfer credit database, or perhaps on a course-by-course evaluation as documented over email from a departmental evaluator. Advisors and signing authorities in the major and college will sign off on page 1 of the form and return it to the student. We advise you to keep a copy for your records and for the student's file. Once the student has met with all responsible parties and has all signatures on the form, the student must return the SACA form to Education Abroad by the published deadlines. This is May 1st for summer, fall, and full year programs, and December 1st for winter, spring, and spring break programs. If your advising office is backed up and unable to meet with students before these deadlines, please notify me in Education Abroad as soon as possible, and we can work with you to ensure this does not penalize students, assuming they have taken their part on by the appropriate deadlines. We hope this has helped clarify the SACA process and highlight new features of the SACA form for you, providing some links to resources that can help you familiarize yourself with the details of the form and instructions for students. And of course, if you or your students have questions, you can direct them to our friendly advisors as part of the EA advising team. And as always, I am available to speak with you about any comments or concerns regarding SACA or Education Abroad programming in general. Thank you for all that you do to support access to global learning on study abroad for UMD students.